GEO, G-E-O, is a brand new term in the field of search engine optimization and stands for Generative Engine Optimization. And in this video, I will explain briefly and simply what exactly GEO is, how it differs from classical SEO, and practical first steps on how to get started with your company with GEO. Let's get started. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Robert and I've been supporting B2B companies with professional search engine optimization since 2018. And if you would like to generate more visitors and leads on your website, get in touch with me at robertsiegers.com for a free SEO potential analysis. So what is GEO? Simply put, Generative Engine Optimization is the optimization to make digital brands and their content visible for responses in AI models such as ChatGPT Search, Perplexity, Google Gemini, or AI overviews. And the content that is made visible includes informative text or text sections, service and product pages, or even images and videos. And each of the AI models is also referred to as a generative AI engine, a generative engine, or generative AI system, hence generative engine optimization. Here are three different examples of B2B search in ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity. I put the following prompt into ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity: which marketing agency can support me as an industrial company with SEO and Google Ads with a full focus on B2B projects? We are getting listed first here in ChatGPT search. Here's our website, so that works. The same result in Gemini. We also get listed first here, so that's also good. And in Perplexity it looks like this. Also Seegers Media is here on the top. Besides the typical results in that list, we also get the resources here, so different companies listed as resources. This is how it looks in Gemini. Do we also have resources? I don't see any, so that's a bit different in Gemini. And in ChatGPT search, of course, we got the links directly and the resources down here. So this is how it looks. The goal of GEO is therefore no longer to just disappear in traditional search engines such as Google, Bing, and others, but also in generative AI models. But what is the difference between GEO and classical SEO? Basically, GEO is simply the next level of SEO, like a superordinate level that lies above the level of the classical search engines. Generative AI is like a small assistant that goes to a search engine for you as a user, queries your search there, and then summarizes various results and sources. How does AI make that assessment? Well, let's dive into a little digression here for all the nerds among you. Generative AI itself is not intelligent, as we all know, and does not really understand words on a conscious level. The models therefore use a technology called Retrieval Augmented Generation, short RAG, and RAG improves the quality of AI answers by accessing external sources, for example from the internet. And in this way, the model combines its own knowledge with up-to-date information. With classical SEO, you want to appear as high in the search engines as possible. With GEO, you want to get generative AI models to cite and recommend your pages and content that appear in the search engine in the response. Therefore, ultimately, GEO and SEO pursue the same goal: to be found and recommended as a company or brand. But be careful here, because the difference lies in the searching instance. Whereas with Google and Bing, a human searches and decides, an AI assistant researches and decides with ChatGPT Search, Gemini, and Perplexity. And that AI assistant may evaluate content differently than a human would do. This is why generative engine optimization requires content to be prepared slightly differently compared to search engine optimization's content. Everything clear? Then now let's take a practical look at the steps you need to take for GEO. Seer Interactive has published a very interesting study on which factors correlate with mentions in generative language models. And what we can see here is that the highest correlation is to be found in keywords on Google, Google organic rankings, but also things such as Bing organic keywords and rankings. What was not very important were the domain rank, This is also measured, for example, in software such as Ahrefs, Ubersuggest, or SEMrush, and backlinks after all. As with classical SEO, a comprehensive keyword mapping is therefore definitely the first and very important step. And I have a keyword mapping prepared here from a carbon manufacturer who also does CNC milling on carbon parts. And what you can see here is that we mapped out every informative and every commercial topic of that company. So we, for example, have the carbon in general category. This is carbon components, carbon types. They have basically a similar search intent here. This is probably where we would rank the home page. Then we also have CNC carbon parts, which is a service of them. So we have carbon milled parts, CFK components, also the same search intent here. We also have carbon machining, another service, but we found out that this topic on machining is more an informative topic, so we probably need a blog article here. But we also have products like carbon pipes, carbon sheets, fiberglass sheets. So we put them down in the sheet, we structure them, and we also do that because this way we can then categorize a URL of the page to every given keyword set that we just mapped out. This first step is so essential because whether formulated as a prompt or entered directly as a keyword, keywords are still the basis for being found in search engines and AI generative engines after all. Then we also talk about structure. When we in a company search for a new supplier, for a manufacturer, then searching costs us people who work in companies, working time, and therefore money. Generative AI is also not doing that for free. For them, it costs search energy. And this energy is converted into so-called, maybe you heard that, credits that you have to pay for as a user. Therefore, structuring content in such a way that the answer can be quoted briefly and concisely is very important for GEO. That means no more long, continuous blog articles with thousands and thousands of words and no structure in them. Better always ask, would a generative model quote my content like this as I structure that in my article or on my product page? The Seer Interactive article is a really good example for that. You see how they structured their article? A lot of clear headlines, clear steps, bullet points, short, precise, and concise answers. This is how content optimization for generative engines works. But let's also talk about off-page SEO. As we see in a study, the backlinks do not correlate strongly with appearance in AI models. However, what we as SEOs think is very important still today are mentions. And that means not just getting a link from another site, but also being mentioned, being cited, being quoted on another website or somewhere in the internet. So the task here is to build formats and get quoted in the end. Also, what's good? Be visible on social media, like we, for example, here with our YouTube channel. And do you want to deep dive more into that topic of GEO and SEO? Then definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel here so you don't miss out on our videos. And if you need support on your SEO or GEO strategy to be prepared and ready for an AI future, definitely get in touch with us. We consult you on a free SEO potential analysis and consultation call on those topics. Just go to robertsiegers.com, book a free appointment, and I see you in the call or here on the channel in the next video. Have a great day.